Tech is continuing to grow at a super rapid speed as 2020, the public markets have shown us, and I know that a lot of you would love to have a career in tech, but not all of you probably want to learn how to code. So in this video, I will show you 5 different tech careers that you can pursue remotely without having to learn a single line of code. So if you're interested in this, all of the jobs, by the way, are very well paid. Please continue watching. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Luba and I'm a former product manager and a software engineer in Silicon Valley, and on this channel I talk about tech, entrepreneurship, and my journey to a balanced and productive life. So if you're interested to learn more about any of these topics, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. And generally, I always really appreciate you guys for liking my videos, for commenting on them, and of course following along my life and career journey. Shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Squarespace. We will talk about Squarespace a bit later in the video. You know, for the past, I guess now like 9 months, I've been working from home. So I think working remotely has been very exciting and has opened up a lot of opportunities to those who couldn't physically go into an office, because going to an office always bounds you to a physical location. So I put together a list of these 5 tech jobs that do not require you to learn how to code, are still very well paid, and you can completely do remotely. We will start from number 5. If you also want to learn how tech employees are generally compensated, I made a completely different video about how tech employees can literally become millionaires that you can check out here at the top. I think there should be a little thing appearing, so check it out. But let's get to it. Number 5. Number 5 is a virtual producer. Very surprising and exciting at the same time, right? Virtual producer has been becoming a more in-demand job, even at bigger companies who are literally just hosting like internal conferences, internal all-hands meetings, because now that the world is literally remote and virtual, especially in tech, it's much harder to facilitate a productive and engaging discussion over, Zoom or over Icebreaker or Hopin, whatever other conferencing software that you use. Virtual producer would be responsible for all type of technical support during the events and before the events. They will be coaching people participating in the event around all the technical equipment that they need to use. They need to make sure that the sound is on point, the image is on point, and again, the content is engaging, and everyone who is participating in the event and listening to the event is actually satisfied with the experience. Bigger companies, outside of hosting in-company events, would also be hosting a lot of outside external events. I'll give you an example. Amazon actually hosts this Deep Racer competition every single year, where they literally get together the smartest machine learning engineers around the world. Despite the fact that it's literally like in front of your computer, there isn't a physical component to watching this race. They make this event very exciting to watch. And so a virtual producer for that event will be in communications with every contestant, with the host of the event, and they will be guiding them through what the right angles to film yourself, what are the right things to say, and eventually what is the right cadence to editing all the footage that they get for this event to be very exciting when the end customer will be watching this competition. This role is in demand, and the average salary that you can expect is $52,000 according to Glassdoor. Please, of course, when it comes to salaries, keep in mind that it's hugely dependent on the type of companies that you work for, on your own skill set and experience, on the states that the company is located in. So this is totally an average for the US. Number 4. Number 4 is a role that I'm particularly very bullish and excited about. And this role has been on the market for quite some time, but it is nonetheless still continuing to grow in its demand, and this is a digital marketing role. Digital marketers are responsible for companies' presence on a variety of channels. So they would be responsible for, Instagram, Facebook, for the content copy on the website, for the email marketing campaigns. It's like any type of content or any type of social media presence that your company might have would be the responsibility of a digital marketer to optimize and to figure out. Digital marketers generally work closely with products. Sometimes they work closely with data scientists. However, it is definitely a plus if you as a digital marketer have the ability to interact with data directly. They would be working closely with content strategists if your company has a person responsible for the content copy. But generally, this role is becoming more and more in demand and more powerful. A couple of examples of what you can be doing as a marketer. You can be running a new social media strategy for your company. You can be responsible for Facebook or Instagram ads, the type of copy and the type of design that the ads will have. You could be responsible for email marketing campaigns. What kind of blog posts should your company write? What should the brand voice of your company be? All of that are potential responsibilities that you would have as a marketer. I think that's pretty cool and exciting. The average salary that a marketer gets in the US is $52,000, and of course, again, it depends on the expertise and skill set that you have, but generally it's a decently well-paid job that is very easy to do from home. Thank you to our today's sponsor, Squarespace. Squarespace is the platform to create your personal or professional website. Squarespace is great for startups, small businesses, or individuals. I actually made a whole video about me creating my personal website on Squarespace. What I personally love about Squarespace is that no matter how good or bad you are at design, Squarespace literally does not allow you to create a bad looking website. So easy to use, it gives you a lot of suggestions about themes and color schemes, and it already has beautiful aesthetics in its drag and drop elements, such that no matter what you want to create on your website, it's just going to look good no matter what. Another cool thing about Squarespace is that you can buy a domain through Squarespace, you can set up an email campaign through Squarespace, and you can even run your blog on Squarespace. It's just such a simple platform to use. There is a ton of themes and templates, and you can use my 10% discount by using the code squarespace.com/lifeofluba if you want to check out the platform. And you totally should if you're looking for an easy to use website builder. Definitely check out Squarespace, check out their templates, and I'm sure you're not going to be disappointed with what you see. Number three is a recruiter. If you're a person who loves communicating with people, if you're super social, you're good at networking, you're good at influencing and convincing, you are concise and clear in your thought, recruiting could be a fantastic and super fun opportunity for you. As a recruiter, you're totally responsible for the growth of the company, for bringing in the right people, for developing the pipelines for the right people to come into the company naturally. As a recruiter, you will be working closely with the function that you're hiring for. You will be in leadership meetings, developing the recruiting strategy. You're probably going to be also driving mission and values of the companies and making sure that you have the right filtering of the candidates that align with the values of the company. So you are interacting with a lot of different stakeholders, and you kind of coaching the candidate for the role to decide whether this is a right opportunity for them and how to get that opportunity if they are actually the right fit. I think recruiting is a super fun role, and in the world where talent is becoming a constraint, especially for specific functions, this role is extremely in demand and will continue being in demand. And you're developing a skill set that is so transferable. You're building a lot of relationships. An interesting part about recruiters is that as a recruiter, you also can wear a variety of different hats. There are recruiting coordinators, people who coordinate the recruiting process. There are recruiting managers, people who manage the vision for the recruiting process. There are sourcers, people who actually source the candidates and develop that pipeline. And of course, in smaller companies, that role is combined in one, so you get a chance to do a little bit of everything, which is pretty cool. The average salary of a tech recruiter is $47,000. And again, keep in mind that depending on the company, that can be much bigger. And actually, if you work at a recruiting agency, your pay is commission-based, which means that you get base salary, but you also get a percentage of the salary of the candidate that you recruit. So this number can definitely fluctuate a lot. But it's a really fun role for someone who's social, who's good with people, and it's an excellent remote opportunity. Number two is a UI UX designer. Again, a role that is hugely in demand, that's easy to do remotely, and a role that's good for someone with a lot of attention to detail, someone creative, someone with the skill set of a designer. So it's not entirely a role that you can fall into without any type of expertise. Generally, as a UI UX designer, you're fully responsible for how the product looks like and how the user interacts with the product. So imagine this, if you want to build a mobile app, usually first you will prototype the app, and that is the role of either a product manager or a designer. You would prototype the app, you will think through the user interactions in the app, and what a user interaction is, how can the user quickly reach the action that they're trying to do on the app? Is it intuitive enough? A good example of an excellent user interaction is TikTok. TikTok literally just allows you to swipe up and down to see videos, and this swipe and down feature was a decision that a UX designer made. So because as a UX designer, you're responsible for thinking, hey, is this interaction intuitive enough for my customer to see? If my end goal is for a customer to buy something, am I making it easy enough for them to get to that ultimate action that I want them to perform? How many clicks do they need to perform? Is it intuitive what you can do throughout the app? Are they being distracted with too many actions that they can perform on one screen? Basically, all of that is the responsibility of a UX designer. As a UI designer, you are actually drawing out what the screens look like, what are the icons look like, what elements the app is using, like basically the look and feel of the end product. As a UX UI designer, you're working very closely with the product manager, with engineers, sometimes with data scientists, because these folks, one, a product manager informs what are you actually trying to build, the engineer will be implementing your design, and a data scientist can give you data about the interactions that you've created so that you can, adjust your designs, you can rethink them, you can take the existing data from the product to think how to design a new interaction and flow in the app, etc. This is a really interesting role because you get to see the labor of your work immediately in the design, and it's a really exciting role for someone who likes creativity and who likes to be in charge of how the end product looks and feels. UI UX designers can also be expected to be paid very, very well, with an average base salary at $85,000 in the US. And last but not least, our number one is a super popular role that a lot of people are trying to get into, and this is product manager. A product manager is a person who defines the roadmap, defines the vision for the product, collaborates with engineering, design, data science, content strategy, user research, a bunch of different functions to bring the product to life. Product management is a really exciting role for someone who is interested in strategy, high-level business picture, in collaborating with a lot of different stakeholders. An interesting thing about product managers is the fact that they're not directly managing anyone, but as a product manager, you're responsible for influencing all the functions, all the stakeholders in the product to actually be excited about the vision that you come up with. Actually, it's like a very, very versatile role where you get to flex a variety of different skill sets, again, see how different functions are working. And honestly, it was a much busier role than being an engineer because, again, so many different people are involved in your thinking, so many different people are dependent on your decisions. And as a result, you're just, you're constantly talking to people, you're very, very busy. Basically, there is a lot. You have a lot of power, and a lot of responsibilities. But nonetheless, product management is an extremely exciting role. It's highly in demand and is going to continue to be in demand. And product managers also very well paid. Okay, here we go. So on average, product managers are paid $109,000 a year as their base salary. And again, a reminder, if you're curious to hear a breakdown of how tech employees are being paid, you can check out my video about tech salaries and how tech employees can potentially become millionaires. It's going to be here on the right side. But yeah, product management, super exciting role and definitely something worth checking out if you want to work at a tech company, if you don't want to write code, and if you want to work remotely. This is it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I've started writing my Sunday newsletter where I kind of share my thoughts on life, productivity, on honestly just anything that interests and bothers me or I learn about throughout the week. And if you want to subscribe to this newsletter, it's at lifeofluba.substack.com. I would really appreciate your subscription and always open to feedback and your thoughts if you want me to create any specific videos or write any specific newsletters. So please leave your comments in the comment section down below. But for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a like, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day. As always, I'll see you next time.